Hey guys, I am Roshni and once again welcome to my channel Circuit Globe. Today we'll discuss network topology, so let's proceed. Guys, before exploring network topology, I think you must know what a network actually is. So let's see what is a network. A network is a collection of various devices that share data and information when are in proper connection with each other. So the devices that forms a network are desktops, servers, peripherals, routers, repeaters, etc. Now, as you have got the basic idea what a network is, let's see what is a network topology. So the way in which these devices are connected that forms physical or logical arrangement with each other is known as network topology. To understand this in a better way, consider that we are having a city like this and there are various roads that are connecting various parts of the city like this. So here this city is the network and the road map of this city is nothing other than the network topology. I hope now you have got the basic idea what a network topology is. Here we have used physical or logical arrangement. Now the question arises, what is physical and logical arrangement of the devices in a network? So guys, in network topology, physical arrangement refers to the way of actual connection of the devices through cables, wires, etc. corresponding to how the network is arranged. While logical arrangement refers to the idea of connection of various nodes relating to a sensible understanding that how data flows within the network. And you must note a point over here that the various devices that are connected within a network are specifically known as nodes. Let's now see what are the types of network topology. More simply, let's understand what are the fundamental arrangements in which the various network devices can be connected. So the types of network topologies are bus, star, ring, mesh, and hybrid. Let's now understand each type separately. So the first type is bus topology. In bus topology, a common cable is used, like this is shown here, through which each node is separately connected. And these are the various devices which forms connection with this common cable. This central link or cable acts as the backbone of this topology. This is so because data from source to destination unidirectionally flows through this cable. Generally, the cablings used in network topologies are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable or optical fiber cable. Let's see what are the advantages offered by bus topology. So the structure of bus topology is less complex. Due to simple structure, it is cost effective. And as all the nodes are connected through a common cable, therefore addition of extra nodes is easy. This means multiple other nodes can be added whenever required, just by using separate cables that will form connection with each separate node with the backbone cable. Moving towards the disadvantages of this topology. So as we have discussed recently that the whole network depends on a single cable. So whenever the backbone of this topology, that is the main cable, fails, then the whole network operation will get disrupted. Also due to the network arrangement, this topology is suitable only for small areas. Another drawback of this topology is that here the data transmission is not secured. The reason behind this is that the data which is transmitted from the source towards the destination travels through a common cable through which various other nodes are also connected. So there are more chances of data theft. Since all the nodes in the network share same bandwidth, so whenever the number of nodes exceeds, there will be a bandwidth limitation. So while increasing the number of nodes, bandwidth is an important factor that is to be kept in mind. Now moving towards the second type of network topology, that is star topology. So star topology is a type of point-to-point topology in which all the devices of the network are interconnected through a central hub. Like in the previous case, we have seen that a common cable acts as the backbone. Here in star topology, this central hub acts as the backbone of the whole network. This hub acts as a server and manages all the data transmission. Here each node forms direct connection with this central hub. In order to transmit any data, the source must provide it to the central hub. Suppose this is our source and this is our destination. So the data must initially be provided to the hub, and from this hub the data is transmitted to the desired destination. Guys, let's now see what are the advantages offered by star topology. So as we have discussed recently that in star topology the data is transmitted from source towards the destination through a central hub. Therefore, it offers secure transmission as it prevents loss of data. Further, its installation and fault detection is easy. The reason behind this is that each node is separately connected to the hub. Therefore, in case of any malfunctioning of the system, troubleshooting becomes quite easy. Due to separate interconnection, all the nodes offer independent operation. Thus, it is quite simple setup wise and the number of cabling requirement is exactly equal to the number of nodes forming the network. Now coming to the disadvantages. So as we have discussed that here the hub acts as the backbone of the whole system. Therefore, whenever there is any issue with the hub, then the whole network will get halted and the operation will get suspended. The use of central hub in the network makes it quite expensive. Also, the bandwidth and performance are limited by the configuration of the hub present in the network. Let's now come to another type of point-to-point topology, that is ring topology. In ring topology, there is circular arrangement of the nodes within the network. Here each node forms separate interconnection with its adjacent ones with the help of separate cables. This is shown clearly in the figure here. Generally, in this type of topology, data flows unidirectionally, but by the use of independent cables, bidirectional flow of data can also be achieved. In ring topology, data flows in such a way that suppose this is our source and this is our destination. So in unidirectional flow, data starts propagating from the source, passes through each particular nodes in the path and then is received by the destination. Let's now check the advantages of ring topology. So ring topology is quite cost effective. Its installation is easy because each separate node only forms connection with its adjacent node. It offers unidirectional flow of data, therefore the chances of packet collision are very less, or we can say negligible. But you must note a point that in case of bidirectional flow also, separate cabling requirement is necessary because the data cannot be transmitted bidirectionally through a single cable. Now coming to the disadvantages, so here troubleshooting is quite difficult. The reason behind this is that each node is separately connected with its adjacent one. So at the time of data transmission, in case the data is not received by the destination, then each node falling between source to destination is to be checked. Also, as the operation of each node is dependent on each other, so if one fails then it will result in complete network failure. It offers bandwidth limitation with the addition of extra nodes because with the increase in the number of nodes the bandwidth gets limited resulting in communication delay. Now coming to mesh topology. A mesh topology is a type of network topology where each node in the network is separately connected with all the other nodes using separate cables. As we can see, this particular node forms connection with each of the other nodes present in the network. In mesh topology, there are two methods of data transmission. One is routing while the other is flooding. In case of routing, logically the shortest distance from source to destination is decided by node. Suppose this is our source and this is our destination. So we must check either this is the shortest path or this is the shortest path for the data to get transmitted. While in case of flooding, without any logical interpretation, data is provided to all the devices present within the network. Now coming to the advantages of mesh topology. So mesh topology offers stable operation. It is quite reliable and robust. The reason behind this is that due to the complex interconnectivity, chances of network failure are quite less. However, in case of any fault occurs, then its detection is quite easy. Here each node operates independently because each node is separately connected with all the other nodes of the network. Thus, source and destination can operate individually without the interference of all the other nodes present within the network. Now coming to the disadvantages section. So as each node is separately connected with all the other nodes, thus its structure is quite complex and due to the same reason it is quite expensive. As multiple interconnection is required for each node, Therefore, it increases the cabling requirement also, and its installation is quite difficult. Lastly, coming to hybrid topology. So friends, hybrid is a type of topology which is a combination of two or even more network topologies together. These are suitable for large workspaces where several devices are required to be connected. The hybrid topology shown here is a combination of ring topology and star topology. As we can see here that this node of ring topology is directly connected with the hub of the star topology. This interconnection between these two topologies offers data transmission and reception within a large network. The advantages of hybrid topology are as follows. It offers high scalability as the network can be extended to large workspaces. Thus, it offers long distance operation. Also shows flexible operation as limitations are generally associated with the respective topology used in the configuration. This means that hybrid topologies are one of the best topologies that we have discussed till now on the basis of its advantages. But let's now consider the disadvantages of hybrid topology. So hybrid topologies offers complex structure because it uses two or even more different topologies in conjunction together. This makes it quite expensive. Also, cabling requirement is increased over here as compared to all the other topologies which we have discussed previously. So guys, this is all about network topologies. I hope this lesson will help you to understand network topology in a better way. So guys, please like and share this video and put on your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe our channel Circuit Globe for further updates. I'll be back with another interesting topic. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye.